to get rid of climbing ivies. You know, for years I had problems on the side of my house, in the back of my house, of those green leaf climbing ivies. I have a brick house, and I'd have to pull those down, and they're hard to pull out by the roots. And then I'd bundle them up, and I'd throw them in the recycle garbage container for the city to pick up. But, you know, they would rapidly keep coming back, coming back, coming back. And I was even pulling them up by the roots, and that would just keep happening. And several times on the side of my house, it would get real bad, you know, to where it would just, that side of my house, it would just be green, you know, crop, you know, on one side of my house, those stupid climbing ivies. You know, this may be a useless video to the majority of people, but people that have this problem, I'll tell you a way I found out by accident. It was actually me trying to put off an issue to where I ran into the miracle of how to get rid of those damn things. Okay, I even used gasoline on the side. I'd take a 2-gallon gas container and just pour, you know, along the edge. And oh, that'd kill them for a couple of months, but here they'd come back again, you know. So if you deroot them or poison the roots, the bastards grow back. If you want to get rid of climbing ivies, here's how you do it. One day, I was out there and I was like, shit, that's getting bad again on the side of the house and on the back of the house. So I pulled them down off the house, but instead of rooting them, I just bundled them up with my hands like this, and I dropped them about 3 feet over to the left of the house. You know, and there was nothing for them to climb. And I thought, I'll go out, you know, and pull them out by the roots later when I have more time to do that, you know, and get rid of them. But I just left that laying like that. I was busy doing other things, and I thought, oh, it don't really matter. I don't need to go on that side of the house. And, you know, it's by a gate, you know, to where nobody would walk in there and get their ankles tangled up in it and fall and kill themselves or whatever. And I did the same thing in the back. I just pulled them off the house, bundled them up, and then threw them back about 3 feet from the house. Do you know that that killed the motherfuckers? It killed those climbing ivies. So if you leave the existing roots to where they can't start new roots, and just leave the roots in the ground with the ivies where they're growing in the ground, and you throw them away from whatever they're climbing about 3 feet, you know that kills them. It kills them because they're laying there, and even though the roots are fed by the soil and rainwater, still they're not able to climb. So here's what I now know about these, even though I'm not a gardener and I don't know about this stuff. If a climbing ivy has nothing to attach to and climb, it will friggin' die. It will die. It'll die. Because I did this about a year and a half ago. Just bundled them up and threw them to the side and thought, oh hell, I'll pull them out by the roots later. And I never got around to it. It killed them all. They completely stopped growing. Just by leaving the roots in the ground, but throwing the massness of them away from the house to where there was nothing for them to climb. You see? And it got rid of them. And I'm sharing this information because maybe it can save you years of a headache using poison, gasoline like I was to kill the damn roots, and then they come right back again, you know. Now, I suspect I know what started those, because see, it only grows like on the back of my house, uh, by my sliding glass doors, and then on the one side of my house, where there's a fence separated and there's a house next door. Here's something that always struck me as odd. Why did those climbing ivies never climb or go over there on that property, but only on my property, and why only on that one side of the house and that one rear quarter of my house? Why is that? Okay, I think I know why. This Mexican lady that hated my guts, that her and her husband moved in next door around 1995, and her husband went to prison, and she hated me. I know she was into witchcraft and that black magic and shit. That's why I always avoided her. And she'd always stare at me crazy, like she was trying to hex me or some shit. I think that bitch was throwing climbing ivy seeds over her fence, because see, it only got that area, but none on that property next door. And then that corner, about a fourth of the back of my house. I think she was throwing seeds over the fence to do that, to cause that shit. But I noticed by pulling those off and just bundling them up, and throwing them about 3 feet away from anything to climb, that kills those damn things. It kills them. And don't do nothing to the roots. Don't put poison in the soil, gasoline, nothing. Because so what this proves, climbing ivies, if they have nothing to climb, they will die. They will die. So, this is just to share with people. May help some of you, may not. Whatever, but, oh well. Later.